Hello! So, continuing with the theme that Mariko started on Tuesday with her really interesting video about the recent sexual assault case in Toronto, I'm going to continue with our theme of the world is terrible, especially on Twitter, by talking about Angelina Jolie's recent double masectomy. So, first of all, I think I just want to talk about how I'm really impressed and really admire Angelina Jolie, specifically for the fact that she decided to make this public. Because, like, if you read her article, she got reconstruction and everything. Like, nobody needed to know. She could have kept this totally a secret if she wanted to. But instead, she decided to make it public, and I'm sure she knew that there would be a lot of backlash in the media and a lot of backlash from the public, and it might even have effects on her career. And I'm sure that she knew that, but she decided to do it anyways, and she decided to do it because she thought that it was a really important story to get out there, and that it was really important for other women for other people to know their options, and to be aware of the testing that's available, and to be aware of the prevention that's available. And I think that that is really admirable that she did that, and really important that she did that. Because even though the Breast Cancer Foundation is so big, and they raise so much money, that's not something they really do, is awareness. At least not nearly as much as they should. Because although I'm sure we've all seen pink ribbons, and we've all seen Save the Boobies wristbands, how many people have seen, like, a really good infographic or whatever on how to check yourself? Like, not as many, and that's what's really important. And so I think it's really great that she wanted to fill this gap and try and educate people. This illustrates exactly what is wrong with the kind of campaigning that the Breast Cancer Foundation does. And I talked a little bit about this a couple of months back in a video about their Save the Boobies campaign, and the reactions to this illustrate perfectly everything that is wrong with that campaign. Because that campaign, essentially what it does is reduces women's value to their breasts. Because it's not saying save the person, it's saying save the boobies. And I mean, it's also really it's kind of ironic, because the treatment for breast cancer often is to sacrifice the boobies to save the person. And when you have slogans like this, it perpetuates the idea that there's something wrong with getting a mastectomy, especially if it's voluntary, and that the woman somehow loses some of her value for doing that, and that it's not a good thing, and that there's no point in saving the woman if she loses her breasts. And that's what this campaign perpetuates, and that is illustrated so well in some of the reactions on Twitter to this news. So, a brief overview of the kinds of things that people are saying on Twitter. There are people implying that Brad Pitt is going to leave her or cheat on her because she doesn't have her natural breasts anymore. There are people who are just criticizing her for doing this. To quote one, "R.I.P. Angelina Jolie's boobs. You had options, dummy." There are people who are just implying that this has reduced her value as a person. The Angelina Jolie voluntary double mastectomy is like trading in a 3-pedal 911 for a Prius without a fight. Well, objectifying her, for first thing, like equating her with an object, and also implying that this has made her lose her value. There's someone who implied that she did it for attention. So just a lot of really misogynistic, really cruel things that are being said. And I think that this all points back to two really unfortunate truths. One is just a general truth that I think is still really perpetuated in society, is that, yeah, in public opinion, women don't own their bodies, and women shouldn't be the people who have control over their bodies. Women's bodies are seen as public property, and people feel like they have a right to comment on somebody's decision about what they do with their body. They feel personally wronged that somebody has made a decision about their body that this person doesn't like. And that's not okay, because everyone's body belongs to them, but that's not how society sees it. And that just leads to so many problems. That is why rape culture is such a pervading problem in our society, is because people don't think that women's bodies just belong to them. They think that they belong to any casual observer that takes an interest. And then I think the other also alarming thing that this points to, and I think that this is partially at least perpetuated by the breast cancer slogans and everything, is that a woman's value is directly linked to her breasts, and she somehow becomes less of a woman or less valuable if she loses them. And that's so terrible. And it's so disconcerting that people seem to care more about her breasts than her life, because that's what it boils down to. So yeah, that's why I think that this was a really, really great thing that she did, and also why I think that people on Twitter are terrible in some respects. Yeah, the world is kind of a shitty place sometimes, and Twitter is very good at showing us that, sadly. Anyways, thank you for watching, and maybe I'll see you next Tuesday.